According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, in 2000, 6.3 billion children were hospitalized for a long period of time, which is basically 18% of all the accounted stays. And children younger than the age of 1 comprise only 1% of the entire population. However, they contribute to 13% of all hospital stays, and lots of these children who are under the age of 1 are infants. And does this statistic or fact surprise anybody, or no? My dream career is to become a child life specialist, and I've strived to accomplish this goal of mine every day since freshman year. I'm a student at Western Michigan University, so I've acquired knowledge about this profession through my courses. I have also done my own individual research because it's a growing profession, so unfortunately lots of people know what it's about, but they only know the basics. So you kind of have to do your own research and find out a lot of things individually. I've also done lots of interviews with CLS professionals through assignments or just my own curiosity, and I've also gathered information from my professors and advisors. Today I'm going to examine the job of a child life specialist. I'm going to review my personal resume and things that make me fit for this profession, and I'm going to connect the two together, and then I'll review the potential benefits that can be derived from my employment. A child life specialist, they're trained professionals, and they have an expertise in children and family systems, specifically towards their time in the hospital. So they do lots of, before I say that, this is when a child goes into the hospital, it's a very challenging event because they aren't mature enough to understand the things that are going on, and that's how the family comes into play, because you have to communicate with the family and the child at the same time. And it's all in a hospital environment. So it's not like the child is sick and they get to go home and they're comfortable. It's in the environment of usually a pediatric section of the hospital. Child life specialists, they focus on the strengths and sense of well-being of the child during their stay in the hospital. They also promote their development throughout their stay in the hospital, and they can do this through play, preparation, education, and self-expression activities. And mainly what those activities are to assist the child in their coping with whatever they're in the hospital for. And they also are in charge of minimizing the effects that the child will have, so both immediate and afterwards, so the effects while they're in the hospital and then the effects once they leave the hospital. The requirements of a child life specialist, at minimum, you have to have a bachelor's or master's degree with a focus on child development or family development or psychology or any of the related fields. You also have to abide by the Child Life Council's Code of Ethics, and you have to complete 480 hours of field experience. So usually it's broken up. You'll do 120 hours to just kind of get your feet in and get to know what you'll be doing, and then it's usually followed by a 360-hour more intense internship. You also have to pass a national examination and adhere to the standard continuum of professional development in order to maintain certified. So basically what that last one means is, as a child life specialist, similar to a teacher, you have to continue your education, you have to continue to get recertified to make sure that you are up to date. And now we're going to take a look at my personal resume. This is my most recent one that I have. So, as I said, you have to have a minimum of a bachelor's or master's degree. So I'm majoring in child and family development and minoring in psychology. I have a GPA of cumulative of 3.34, and I'm going to graduate graduate in the spring of 2013. I've also had a lot of experience with leadership roles. I was the Panhellenic president for the Greek community. I also held many positions within my own sorority as well. I've also nannied for many, many years, and I was a lifeguard for a few summers as well. I volunteered for Habitat of Humanity, the Marine Seacoast Mission, Inherit the Earth, Friendship Village. I participated in the Alzheimer's Memory Walk, Drive Safe Kalamazoo, and many other philanthropy events. I'm a member of Alpha Lambda Delta, Kappa Omicron Nu honor fraternities. I'm a MEEP scholarship recipient and Dean's List recipient as well. So a child life specialist desires a future employer. You have to have a strong background in child development and family systems, promote effective coping methods through activities, provide emotional support and encouragement, and provide information and guidance to the child and the family. These are more like qualities of an individual. You have to be energetic, you have to enjoy interacting with children and the family, and you have to have a positive attitude, friendly demeanor, and an ability to deal with the emotional aspects that may come from the CLS profession. So if a child were to die, you have to be prepared to deal with that. And this is according to the Child Life Council in 2012 and Turner in 2005. Now I'm going to connect the two. I fulfill the requirements that you need as a child life specialist, as well as the personal qualities I just went over. Potential benefits to be gained from my employment. I feel like I look at the profession of a CLS as a career versus a job. I have long-term goals versus, day-to-day 7 to 5. And I want to go to grad school, and I ultimately want to be a part of determining what a CLS does with children and more a part of the administration side of the hospital. And in addition to that, I have a very large passion for children and families and helping them. So that's something that you can't really I feel learn or something. I think it's something that you have to possess within yourself. In conclusion, I've reviewed the CLS profession, my personal qualification, and the potential benefits to be gained from employment. And as I mentioned before, there are 6.3 billion children admitted to the hospital. In the year of 2000. So I'm sure that number has grown by now, but I would like to be a part in helping these children and making their time in the hospital more comfortable for them, and I hope you all agree with me.